Okay, so I wanted to show you before I got too much farther how there are all these tiny blood vessels. These are kind of dehydrated because this frog has been dead for probably quite a while. But I wanted to point them out because we have some blood vessels that are integrated into or in the subcutaneous layer, but not directly attached like this to the integumentary. And that's because frogs are able to breathe through the skin directly into these blood vessels when they're submerged underwater. And that helps them to survive a little bit better since they're amphibians. Okay, so I did want to mention that the frog, if you look in the cavity, it does not have a diaphragm like we do. Normally there would be a diaphragm, and that's going to push up and down to contract and expand the lungs in humans, but the frog does not have that. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this. There is a question on the lab about what the muscle is on the ribs, and there is a diagram on the back page of the lab to assist you with that, but I'm looking for this uppermost layer right here. So next we're going to talk about the membrane that is surrounding all, we got a girl, all of these cavities in here. So that's going to be the parietal membrane. Parietal is just a term for what's enclosing the cavity. Then I'm going to go ahead and try to expose the heart. So notice that again, there is this shiny membrane right here. I hope you can see it. I'm trying really hard to do this. That is the pericardial sac. I think that's a later question, but I wanted to show it to you. The liver, by the way, is really shoved all over in the abdomen. Ours is definitely below the diaphragm, but this would be the abdominal cavity. So the pericardium encloses the heart. I'm just going to have to rip through that. It's surprisingly strong, and again, it's made out of that areolar tissue we just learned about. So note again that there's 3 chambers to the frog heart, the atria and the ventricle. Then I'm going to look for the lungs. I'm going to move aside this and notice again there's another membrane right here, and that again is the parietal peritoneum. And where is his lungs? He's all shriveled up because he's been dead for a while. Ah, here we go. So here's a lung right here, and it has a thin layer called the pleural membrane. Okay, and this is the lung on the other side. Can you see that kind of sticky stuff on it? Okay, that is the pleural membrane. So surrounding all of the organs, if you look right here and see the shiny stuff that is surrounding the intestines, we just call that the visceral peritoneum. And then specifically in humans, we have a much longer his colon is full. Ew, ew, ew. Could you see that? Full of poop. Full of poop. So this particular area right here in the intestines, right here that holds them together, it's a lot bigger in humans. Obviously we have a lot more intestines because we don't just eat insects, but that's called the mesentery. Okay, the visceral mesentery surrounding the intestines. And that is pretty much it as far as looking at the frog from the cutaneous mesentery. Obviously, this is a nice looking frog. It does have a nictitating membrane that would be considered part of the cutaneum too. And then there's also a membrane surrounding the tympanic area, and that's just called a tympanic membrane. So I will add those questions on, and I hope that you enjoyed this virtual dissection. Hopefully sometime soon we'll get you some hands-on.